Hi, I'm Christina Mueller, and I'm here today with Faith Ferguson. And Faith is the VP of Sales and Marketing at this really interesting company that I want you to know about called Oolie. And Faith, where are you guys located?
We are in Morristown, Tennessee, which is on the eastern part of the state of Tennessee, kind of close to Virginia and North Carolina.
So that must be where all the eggs are.
Well, that's where the Oolie eggs are.
Well, let's start at the very beginning. A lot of people I would suspect don't know much about Uli because you're not yet available nationwide. And I first tried your dips at Expo West last year, and so I thought it might be useful to start just by talking a little bit about your company. What is Uli?
Yeah, well, first of all, I do want to say we are available nationwide because we do ship direct to people's houses, and that is because people wanted the product so badly that we just had to go ahead and say, okay, here, you can have it.
Yeah.
So Oolie is the world's first dips and yogurts that are made from upcycled free-range eggs. So what does that mean, right? That's kind
Yeah.
of confusing, yes? So first of all, I'm going to break that down into multiple different pieces. So
Please.
egg-based dips. Egg-based yogurts. That's the part where people usually get the question in their head, egg-based yogurt, that's just kind of different. I've never even heard of that. It's because it wasn't a thing and we created a thing.
Yeah.
And why did we create this thing? We did because we are actually Oolie is made by HBF Foods. HBF Foods is the country's largest manufacturer of free range and organic hard-boiled eggs. And I don't know about you, Christine, but when I try to peel eggs at my house, not every egg peels perfectly. And
No.
believe it or not, we're doing 60,000 dozen eggs an hour, and not all of those peel perfectly either.
Wow.
So what do we do with those ugly eggs? Because that's a lot of ugly eggs, right?
Yeah.
If we're losing 1.5 to 2 eggs out of every dozen, you can imagine how much food waste that creates. But
And
the
why are they
egg
lost? Like why would an egg be lost?
Because when they don't peel perfectly and they're kind of the white's misshapen,
Mm.
people don't want to buy that in the store. So you got to remember we're boiling and peeling these eggs to be sold in retail stores. So if you're going in and you're grabbing a 2 pack of eggs for your protein, even though it's free range and organic, you still want it to look like a whole egg. You don't want to look like, oh, that's got a piece of the white missing. I'm not going to take that one. So we can't sell those in that format. So we decided to figure out a way to turn this perfectly delicious and nutritious protein. It's actually the number one protein source for the human body, which we can go into later too.
Mhm.
Um, we decided to find a way to rescue these eggs, and that's exactly what Oolie is. It is ooh la la, so delicious. It is the delicious way to save eggs and turn them into something that is protein rich and dairy free. It's free of oils, seed oils. There's no oils at all. You've got no soy, no nuts, no gluten, all clean ingredient. And you're getting the nutrition of the egg, and they're free range and organic eggs. So they're even the higher quality eggs.
That's amazing.
And there's no eggy taste. That's the other thing. My daughter does not like eggs. And being the egg lady that I have been for her whole entire life, I am mortified at the thought that she will not eat eggs.
Yeah.
But she will eat Oolie and doesn't even bat an eye at it because it doesn't taste anything like an egg.
Well, that's what I marveled at. So it's been a minute since I tried the dips. I tried those last year at the show, but you guys were so kind and sent me some yogurts. And one of the things that I was really amazed by was the flavor and the texture. Like you open up this carton of yogurt, it tastes like yogurt. I thought it tasted like Greek yogurt. There is coconut cream in there.
Yes,
And I was wondering, maybe this is a good point to talk a little bit about sort of how you put together the ingredients to achieve this amazing texture. So you use the white and the egg, the white and the yellow of the egg, and then you
correct.
mix that with coconut cream and a couple other little bits.
Yes. So we actually hired some experts because um, we didn't initially come up with the idea of yogurt and dips. We initially came up with the idea of saving the eggs, right? So we went to some experts, some food scientists and chefs, and said, hey, this is our food waste. We want to eliminate this.
Mhm.
What can we do with this product. I mean, they're eggs. And eggs are so versatile that it's the binder that everybody uses. It's emulsifier that all the chefs use. Like, what can we do with this? And so they came back to us with these ideas. Well, we could turn it into a smooth, creamy base, turn that base into a rich, delicious dip
Hmm.
slash sauce slash spread.
Right.
There's a lot of different things you can use the dips for. They're so versatile. Or you could turn it into a dairy-free yogurt because there's not a dairy-free yogurt on the market that has a complete protein available in it. A non-dairy version. So believe it or not, this is it's really fun and it's fun for me when I keep going back and looking at learning more things about nutrition. So an egg is a complete protein. It has all nine essential amino acids, and it has nearly every vitamin and nutrient that your body needs on a
Right.
daily basis, except for vitamin C. Well, whey that is in milk, found in a whole milk yogurt, is also a complete protein. It
Mhm.
doesn't have the exact same composition, so it doesn't have all of the nutrients that an egg has in it, but it's considered a complete protein because they both have all nine essential amino acids. And why does that matter? Well, it matters because it's how your body uses that protein. So a complete protein, your body, it's called, I'm not trying to geek out here, but I kind of sound like
Geek
it.
out. My audience is
It is,
geeky.
it is a bioavailable protein, meaning your body can take the protein in that egg in that way and almost immediately convert it into energy and immediately start breaking it down and getting all of the nutrients out of it. Whereas for plant-based proteins, because of the different composition, they don't have the complete, all nine essential amino acids. So your body actually looks at it differently and actually digests it differently.
Hmm.
So whereas whey or an egg, and in the case of our yogurts, your body uses that at a 99% efficiency. If it was so an almond is the highest bioavailable protein of the plant-based proteins, and that's at a 45% efficiency.
Wow, I had no
Huge
idea.
difference. So when you're eating an egg or if you're eating egg-based yogurt, you're getting full so much faster. You're staying full longer because your body hasn't had to work as hard to process that nutrient.
To access the nutrients that are inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I was amazed by, you get this little tiny cup of yogurt. It's 5.3 ounces or 150 grams for my listeners who do metric. It's 11 grams of protein.
It's almost two whole eggs.
It's
So
really an incredible amount of protein
it
inside
is.
one of these little cups of yogurt. And I think you also get satiety from the coconut cream because it does provide a significant ratio of fat. And it's balanced with the protein, but it is 15 grams of fat as well. So it's a very satisfying little cup.
Right. And the nice thing about the fats that you mentioned is, your body uses that protein and gets full really fast,
Yeah.
and it uses the fat to stay full longer.
Yeah.
And it being that coconut based fat, it's something that your body can really break down and process. So I personally think the vanilla is I just was at the plant this morning and had a cup of the vanilla that from our last batch, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is to me, this is my dessert. This
Yeah.
tastes like creme brulee to me. It's so delicious.
I
It
think
almost feels like a guilty pleasure that I'm having for my breakfast.
it is. It's very rich. It has a very full mouth feel. Um, when I was like experimenting with it with my own palate, to me it was more like Greek yogurt, or you could also say labneh, that strained yogurt that you see around the Middle East. So they strain out a lot of the liquid, and it has that density to it that gives it that extra lusciousness.
I agree.
Yeah. So is
Yes.
that why you used the coconut in there?
Well, the coconut helps create the creamy consistency.
Hmm.
We actually use the coconut cream in some of the dips as well, depending on the ingredients, particularly the curry and the garlic and herb.
Hmm.
They also have the coconut cream. It works with the egg. So we completely emulsify the egg, the whole egg down. So you get the white as well as the yolk, and that's a nice dense cream, and the coconut cream just balances it out.
Well, that's
So.
interesting. So when you emulsify an egg, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but does it make it easier to digest?
An egg is a natural emulsifier, so it's just I don't think that it changes the way that your body digests it because we're not genetically modifying, we're not
Yeah.
scientifically
You're
modifying
not
the
heating.
protein.
Yeah.
So the protein is already there.
Okay.
And so I don't think that it changes the digestibility in any way because it's not, again, going down to the scientific, how its molecular makeup is, that's not being changed in any way.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I will say that the vanilla does taste like vanilla. Like it doesn't taste like vanilla extract or, some form of artificial vanilla. It has a very clean vanilla flavor.
And I love that you can kind of see the little vanilla beans in it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a nice little, oh wow, real food kind of
Yeah.
feel.
It smells like food. It tastes like food. It's a real food.
And it
It's
doesn't smell like eggs.
it does not smell like eggs. I don't know how you manage that.
It's pretty amazing. It is the most fun product that I've ever gotten the pleasure of introducing people to. It
So
really
tell
is.
me a little bit about, because I don't know enough about what's going on the yogurt shelf in the cold case in the supermarket. Do you have to have dairy? I know there's coconut yogurt on the shelf. There's, soy yogurt. There's all these manner of yogurts, including cow. Of course, now there's kefir. There's all kinds of things. Where does egg protein fit in the yogurt category? Like, how do
So
you?
right. A very valid question because there are legal definitions, and that is why our product has to be called an egg-based yogurt because we do not have live cultures because it is not a fermented food.
Mhm.
It does not have live cultures, and that disclaimer is right on the front.
Yeah,
And it's an egg-based yogurt, so it's a yogurt alternative for people that can't have a dairy yogurt, for those that are looking for a protein-rich yogurt that's not just added pea protein,
yeah.
which a lot of the dairy-free yogurts, the dairy-free yogurts, when they first came out, no, let's go back to like 2007 is when they really started gaining popularity. They had maybe 2, maybe 3 grams of protein at the most in a 5.3 ounce container. So
Right.
really doesn't stack up against a creamy Greek yogurt.
Mhm.
So we actually benchmarked our product, to your point, against a Greek yogurt because of the protein content, the creaminess, the texture, the mouthfeel. But really, on that protein benchmark, you get 11 grams of protein in a Chobani 5.3 ounce Greek yogurt. You get 11 grams of protein in a Oolie 5.3 ounce Greek yogurt. And ours is all egg protein. So it's not adding other fillers and using plant-based proteins, like pea or that's the one that keeps jumping out in my
Yeah.
mind because that's the one that most of them have added. So they have added protein because originally there was no protein because just naturally when it's a plant-based product, it's not going to have the protein content that you have in a milk-based or an egg-based product.
Hmm.
So that was really what drew us to that void in the
Yeah.
dairy in the dairy-free yogurt category. To
Yeah.
answer your question, back to the beginning, to be a true yogurt, it does have to have live probiotic cultures, which
Mhm.
ours does not. So that's why it's called an egg-based. You could call it a yogurt alternative. I think
Right.
that's one of the other terms that are used in the category, but ours is completely dairy-free.
Yeah, and I was envisioning because you do sell one that has no added flavor, it's just plain. And because I can't do dairy, one of the things that I was delighted to do was to turn it into a dip to serve with lamb burgers.
Oh,
So I used
nice.
it that way, where I added some
Yeah,
garlic and I added some lemon juice, and I made it into like a spread to put on burgers. So
that's really cool.
yeah.
That we do that. So I use the dip line for all of those things.
Hmm.
So we actually use the curry as on our lamb chops as a marinade before put it on the grill. So good. I use the Mediterranean tomato as my pizza sauce,
Hmm.
and our household is actually keto, so I'm putting that on like a
Hmm.
chicken pizza crust. So I'm putting protein on protein and then throw some cheese on top and protein on top of protein. Very filling. You can only eat a little bit of that. I use the spicy pepper. Oh my gosh, that stuff it's like a miracle. It has all of the seasonings that I need to have a taco meat, or my son made stuffed peppers, and I was like, oh, he lives out of state. He sent me a picture, and I was like, that is just screaming. It needs spicy pepper on it. That would be just the perfect topper on that. The garlic and herb is the number one flavor. I think people are drawn to how familiar that flavor
Hmm.
is and all of the things that it can be. Uh, and that's truly what it is becoming. It's like this you can use it as a sauce starter. You can use it as a spread. You can use it as a garlic aioli instead of mayo if you don't want to add, and you're adding protein to your sandwich instead of adding oils because there's no oil of any kind.
Right.
So same, I've had people tell me the same thing about the Mediterranean tomato that they're like, I use that instead of mayo on my sandwich. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, such a flavorful punch that would
Yeah.
give, you know? And all of the products are free of any allergen other than egg, with
Yeah.
the other than we do put sesames in that Mediterranean. Boy, does
Makes the
it
difference.
really does make a difference.
Well,
So,
I think that's this part of the story here is that it is really a protein forward product. I think you hit a lot of lifestyle categories because you are, it's in the form of a yogurt, it's creamy, but it's giving you that full protein experience. So, women of a certain age, anyone who's eating keto, anyone who's just trying to feel satisfied with a snack. It just hits all those spaces in such a nice way.
and also parents that are trying to get their kids to eat protein, and a lot of times, especially little kids, they don't they're not drawn to eating meat a lot of times. And this is
Yep.
a great way to get your kids, like we said, you could get almost two whole eggs in a
Yeah.
cup of yogurt.
Without
And
knowing that it's an egg, 'cause it doesn't
they
taste
have
like an egg.
no idea. It's so delicious. My granddaughter was visiting last week, and I loved watching her eat that little berry yogurt. I was like, yay, getting all that nutrients in that little belly. We actually have done some grassroots marketing events, and there was one that we were in Texas when we launched an HEB with the dips, and we were sampling at a beer festival in Austin, and there was one toddler at the sea of beer goers. There was one set of parents that I think they were there visiting out of town family and didn't know they were getting dragged to a beer
Yeah.
fest. And the mom was just ecstatic when her little 2-year-old daughter was just sitting there eating that yogurt because you're at a beer fest. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of healthy options for kids, and we had brought the yogurts to sample as well. And she came back to me multiple times and just like, this is so good. I'm so grateful that you're here. This is my daughter loves this, and it's nutritious and all of the things. So
Amazing.
it's really for any of us, right, that are trying to increase our protein content
Mhm.
and really needing that convenience of something that's delicious and doesn't need a lot of fluff, right?
So one of the things I wanted to ask you specifically about is because you do use the egg white and the egg yolk, but I believe there's a little bit more white used in the blends.
That is in the yogurts
Yeah.
specifically, not in the dips, in the yogurts. And that is just if you add too much of the yolk to get to that 11 grams of protein, it gets a little too thick.
Hmm.
And so that's why, yes, we do add cage-free egg whites,
Hmm.
dried cage-free egg whites just to increase that protein just a little bit. So naturally you'd be at like a 9, 10 grams. So we're just giving it a little bit of a boost. And
Hmm.
it also just helps with the total emulsification process, creaming that up with the coconut cream. So it just makes it the right consistency for the yogurts.
And I would imagine, and I know you're not a doctor, so Not
No.
medical advice. But I know, I would imagine there's some ideal balance between like HDL and LDL cholesterol because you're working with coconut and you're working with the egg. So you're getting some cholesterol, which your body needs, but you're also getting it from these two distinct sources. One is plant protein and one is obviously from an animal.
And I don't know if I'm just going to tell you what I do know. And that is, I do know that the egg cholesterol, it actually helps increase your good cholesterol.
Yeah.
So it's very beneficial to have that in your diet.
Yeah, you need a balance.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It really is a benefit. And I think these are very well balanced products that we're really so proud of the nutrients that they provide in a very convenient single serving yogurt or
Right. Well,
a multi-use dip.
people don't talk about satiety like they used to a couple of years ago, but I mean, I was like this one little cup of yogurt done. Like I'm good.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Same
Yeah.
here. That's what I don't always finish the whole thing. I sometimes will have a little bit of it earlier in the day, and then I have the rest of it as my dessert,
Yeah.
just depending on, what my needs are that day. But like you said, if I can eat that little cup of yogurt
Hmm.
and I'd be good all day long because
Yeah.
it is just it's that egg protein that really fills you up and really it does provide the satiety. And then you also have the coconut cream, like we mentioned, that also provides the fat that your body
Right.
stays full on.
Yeah, and of course it's convenient. You just take off the lid and you've got your little cup of deliciousness.
Yes, agreed.
I did want to ask you about the packaging because I live in California and it comes in a number 5 plastic container, which unfortunately does not recycle in California. And I was wondering if your company is looking at any other alternative packaging or if you're going to stick with the number 5.
So it should be recycled. It's polypropylene, which is the most readily um, recycled plastic in California. We actually, funny enough, the designer of those cups is in California.
Yeah.
Our supplier and manufacturer is in California. So in Southern California even.
Yeah.
Um, and so the polypropylene is necessary for our process.
Hmm.
Because the cup has to go through um, a heat pasteurization process. And
Hmm.
so it has to be in a plastic that will expand and contract without leaching into the food itself.
Ah,
So
there you
there's,
go.
yeah. So if you notice that cute little egg yolk on the bottom of the egg-shaped yogurt container,
Yeah.
that has form and function. I think that the designer did an incredible job with that, really kind of playing in a cute little feature, but it actually has form and function. So that is one thing that's nice about our products, and it does allow us to easily ship the products everywhere in the United States because of the heat pasteurization process that we do in package.
Hmm.
It gives it 180 days shelf life,
Oh,
which
that's
is
amazing.
yes, yes. So we could literally ship this kind of anywhere in the world and you could throw it in the refrigerator, chill it and have it to eat the next day. So that's the nice thing about it. I store mine in my pantry actually, not in the refrigerator.
Well, that is another amazing benefit. I think some people still do keep their eggs on the counter, but that might just be my mom.
No, if yeah, I again been in the egg world for a minute. Um, there's a lot of secrets to that, and the hows and the whys. In Europe, they're all on the shelf in the middle of the not in the refrigerated section. Actually, the United States might be. I know when I was in South America earlier or late last year, same thing. They're not in the refrigeration. They're just stacked warm. So I don't know if we are the only, but it might be a North American thing that we refrigerate our eggs.
Should we change that? Should we all be putting our eggs on the counter?
Oh, now you're asking me things that I'm not qualified to answer. I'm opinionated, but not qualified.
All right. Well, I guess a good place to wrap it up is tell me a little bit about, I'm dairy free. I live in I don't know, not California, but any other place in the continental United States or Canada or Mexico, where can I find Oolie or can you send it to me?
I can send it to you. Ullifoods.com. You can go there, you can buy it there. And also on ullifoods.com, we have a where to buy. You can put in your location and you can see what your closest retail partner is. In the store, it will be refrigerated. It is sold cold in in the stores because that's just it. It's a fresh product, right? It tastes best when it's cold. We just use, we just capitalize on the shipping where we can, but we're very proud to be able to save food waste and turn it into something delicious and nutritious.
Yeah, well, you've
And
done an amazing thing with this product. So kudos to you and the team for making it happen.
thanks so much, Christina. It's so
Well,
nice to chat with you today.
I wanted to thank you, Faith, for being on my podcast, and I look forward to tasting more of your work.